Good evening. Sound check. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Good evening, guys. Share the page. Good evening. Is a call in today, guys. Get ready to call in. The number is there. Thumbs up if you can hear me. We are continuing. This is part 2 of yesterday. Yes. Good evening, guys. Share. Thumbs up if you can hear me. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. You know, I work over here, so I have to take a break to come live. For the love of Zambia. Good evening. Yes, we are continuing, guys. We are talking about tribalism and TULEMITEKA. You know, we are just talking about the hostile environment that is existing in our country, and we'll talk about a lot of things. So I'm going to share in my groups and share as well. Can you hear me? Sound check. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me, guys. Share. Yes, guys, let me know if you can hear me. Share if you can hear me. Yes. Let me know if you can hear me, guys. I'm sharing. Get ready to call in today. You'll be able to call in. It's the same number. We are going to talk about tribalism and, you know, the hostile environments in the country. And we are seeing key positions to be appointed to one particular tribe is filling all the key positions in the country. The key ministries in the country, they are all filled by a certain tribe in the country. So we are going to talk about it. And me talking about what is happening, I'm not being a tribalist. Yes, if you are following what is happening on my page, I am being attacked to say I'm being a tribalist. So how can you be a tribalist by exposing tribalism? It doesn't work that way, guys. Things don't work that way. You know? Comments below. Things don't work that way. Yeah. I cannot be a tribalist for speaking against tribalism. And this is the trend in this, that's what we are seeing in this new government. If you expose a wrong thing, they will flip the case around and make you the villain. Yes. And these are all traits of dictatorship and oppression. In a country where there is democracy and they respect a rule of law, if you bring out a concern, they will investigate. But now we are finding that in Zambia, if you bring out a concern, you are ended up being the accused and the villain. They turn the case around. So share, guys. Let me just share in my groups as well. Yeah. Let me share in my groups. Iteni abantu tulenda pali tribalism tulekonkanyapo kulanda pali TULEMITEKA, tulelanda pali TULEMITEKA. Why do they say that TULEMITEKA? Tulekonkanya pama appointments, ukulanda pama appointments. A lot of the appointments, they are centered on key positions are being given to people in a certain tribe. Yes. So we are here to talk against that. Zambia is a democracy, and we are not going to allow, you know, our democracy to be taken under our nose. No. We have come a long way. Some of us have come a long way fighting for democracy. So we are not going to allow democracy to be taken from us. Yes, so share. I know Tayali is live, but this is a very important live because, you know, what is happening in Zambia right now is really sad because people are scared to talk about tribalism. Once you talk about tribalism, you are being targeted to say you are practicing tribalism. I'm like, how does that work? How can me exposing tribalism, how can that turn out to be being a tribalist? TULEMITEKA ni mwevo. So me, I come to ask you to say, why are you saying TULEMITEKA? I come to ask you to say TULEMITEKA. Then from there, I become a tribalist. This is what we are saying. ABASH intimidation, ABASH prosecution of people for their freedom to speak. Once someone speaks freely or they ask a question, you send the police to arrest them. Yeah? And even all this, we are talking about this, you know, New Dawn has brought the worst tribalism in Zambia so far. So before I proceed to talk, and I'll open the line soon, I just want to talk about tribalism. What is tribalism, guys? What is tribalism? I'll go quickly talk about tribalism and what it is, because some of you you just say tribalism. Tribalism is favoritism of a certain kind of a tribe. In this case, we have HH in office. So HH is appointing ministers from his tribe predominantly in key roles. And then those ministers, permanent secretaries, whatever position they have, they are predominantly from the southern province or the Tonga. And the ministers, they are also turning around to appoint Tongas in all key positions. So in a ministry, in a council, in a department, you find that the top 3 positions, they are all Tonga. And then we see it even in the police, recruiting, teaching police. Predominantly, we have a lot of Tongas being employed in this government. You know, all that is tribalism, you know, employing a lot of Tongas to fill government positions, civil service, diplomatic service, police service, Zambia Army, Zambia Air Force, giving positions to people from a certain region. Is it tribalism or regionalism? When the Tongas, they are only 1%. I mean 15%. Tongas are only 15% of the population. But no sana. And the Tonga did not vote for themselves. Yes. Tongas did not vote for themselves. So we are talking about tribalism. And you know, when you practice tribalism, there is blind loyalty. There is blind loyalty. People are just cheering everything. If you're Balanda, even if this government is making bad decisions, people are cheering. So that is a disadvantage of tribalism. There is a bad loyalty. I mean, blind loyalty, yes. People just lumbani madoda, praise worship. That's why we are seeing a lot of these praise singers. They cannot condemn anything because of the blind loyalty, which is a result of tribalism. And then tribalism also brings divisiveness and polarization. The country right now is divided because of all this tribalism. Yes. There is biasness. There is lack of accountability. There is exclusion and marginalization. So these are the negative impacts that tribalism is bringing to the country, and we are here to condemn it. We are here to condemn it. And this is my final topic today. I will not talk about tribalism again but I'm talking about tribalism today, and I'm taking calls, so you can call. Feel free to call, and then we can just express our views, because a lot of people, they are oppressed. There is hostile work environments. I've received reports to say in some places they're even just talking Tonga. That is wrong. Zambia, we adopted English at independence to allow for, democracy and equality for everyone, acceptance of everyone, so that people can understand each other. We have 72 tribes. And like I said yesterday, in Zambia, for HH to land the presidency, all Zambians came together. Zambians came together and voted for HH. The Tonga vote alone could not land HH into plot 1. So let's be clear about that. Now that HH is in plot 1, it is hypocrisy, it's unfair for the Tongas to start saying, TULEMITEKA. TULEMITEKA Shan. There is only one president. So does it mean that all the Tongas have become mini gods, mini presidents, because HH is president? Yes. So this is what I'm saying here, guys. It's like, you know what? Zambia, let us be patriotic. If you are a Tonga, stop this mentality of boasting. You are Tonga, you are what? TULEMITEKA, because you will make HH lose the polls. I'm telling you, people are not happy. People are not happy. All this that is happening, mulei sala, mulei pela manchito. So you Tongas, I just want to say, come 2026, if HH lose power, how do you think the other Zambians will look at you? Ama Zambia ni wambibaka mimona shani. Yes, but Matthews, let me try to add you. Okay, so Matthews, your I don't know, it's not allowing me to add you. But I'm reading your comments, guys. We are just saying, you know what, let people talk. There is also a rumor to say instructions have been issued by Zicta to block all pages that are seeking the governance. That is another problem, guys. Zambia, we are a democracy. You can't stop people from talking. Hi, Matthews, the floor is yours. You can go ahead.
Hi, Mama. Good evening. How are you?
Good. How are you?
We are surviving. At least we are not buying air. If we are buying by now, Zambia would have been half. I'm sure you get what I mean.
Come again.
I'm saying I'm fine. At least we are not buying air for breathing.
Oh, yes, exactly. Air is free. I see what you mean. Exactly.
It hasn't gone to 250. Yeah, so at least we are breathing and we are alive. I think I won't dwell much on tribalism or on the. I would love, I think, my brother to join us today. Is it Honorable Mwaba, the one who stood as mayor in Ndola?
Oh, I don't know if he's gonna come live. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't dwell much on tribes and the purported capture of state institutions by one tribe or some parts of the country. But I will talk much on the hatred between parties, which is most likely connected to tribe. Yeah, so I think Mevondimina Zambia, and I'm able to speak. I'm happy that in each province that I am, I'm able to speak something. So for me, I'm happy with my tribe. Gambonga ndambaura Chitonga, ndainka kumawa, ngatwambaura Chinyanja, kabotu, at least. Kumalozi, lukona kubulela inyani. So I'm somewhere there. So I wouldn't want to touch, because sometimes I'm brothers with my losses, I can speak. Sometimes I'm brothers with my Tongas, so I don't want to come out on tribe. But I want to say this is interconnected to the politics we are seeing, where one party is against the other party and the hatred is just so huge. I have come across some people right now. The opposition are saying they can't watch ZNBC because the content is pro-UPND. Nothing else is being shown there. Of course, we have heard of claims to say now is free press, free ZNBC. They can even go and have a press briefing with the opposition and any member of the public. But that is just being said and not practiced. So I've seen people not reading or not wanting to hear something against or something divergent from what they believe in. Right now, people are insulting here because they are hearing something that they don't want. The best you do when you are hearing something which is not present to your ears is just to keep quiet. Why should you start insulting or hating someone for their
And
views?
switch off, like no one is following, no one is asking you to come here. So if you don't like what we are saying, just leave the page. Who invited you?
If I was to check right now, I can. I check Twitter, I check this TikTok. You find not less than 1 million pages which are live. But why come here? Why hate someone because they belong to PF? You know, there are people suffering, their businesses are not moving because they are purported to be PF. There are people who are suffering because they were purported to be UPND. I think for me, I want to talk to this fact that if we are taking politics in that manner, the country will suffer. We cannot close someone's business just because he's UPND or is PF. I can talk on the fact of what is this company owned by Mr. Mpoha, Savenda. I don't know what cases he has, money laundering or whatever you can call it, but there was need to look at the lives that are depending on that job. We look at how many people are looking up to that man. And like bringing in politics in businesses, I think it won't help our nation. It won't. You know, I've gone to developed countries where someone has been accused of not paying taxes, and there is a way you can handle it rather than putting people on redundancy for such petty issues. There are foreign companies that have opened up. Dubiously, by law, a company has to open, which is owned by a foreigner or investor, has to open after 90 days. But we've seen companies opening within 1 week when the investor, the purported investor comes in, they give them, how are they doing that? And we want to close companies for our local people. I think we can do better and remove the hatred that we have toward one another. And this is stemming from what the topic you are talking about. We can practice politics that will unite the country, politics that will build the nation, politics that will develop us all. I think continue. I'm sure I'm looking for someone who can come and join us as well.
Thank you, guys. The number is growing, which is good. Mwaiseni, by gift twami mona kuchirira bombwe mulishani, bakanongesha Frank mulishani, bakanongesha Frank says, how about you guys when you were in government? Just talk to him. Imwe bakanongesha, me, I've never been a PF. And this is what we are saying in this country. KWATi, not your wambabuti. Yine TULEMITEKA ileta ma problem. Mwamona. Because the people in banyu don't mwalikwata chikonko, mwalikwata grudge. You know? You did not come to rule PF. You came to rule 20 million Zambians. When is that going to sink in your head? That your mandate is to rule Zambia, not the PF. But PF only 1.8 million out of 20 million are PF. So Imawalanda of here against what you are doing, you think we are all PF. We are not PF. Myself, I have never been a PF. I have never. Eh? This is the problem, because when you don't, that's why namuleta ma problems muchalo. Mwaishire mukuteka no fee. At when we come, there is going to be love in Zambia. We are going to bring peace, one Zambia, one nation. But you had a hidden agenda. You don't. You had a hidden agenda to rule this country with vengeance against PF. But Zambia, there are 20 million Zambians. But PF voted PF, they are only 1.8. But no sana voted PF. So number because of PF abantu bachulire mo bonse. Even the president himself, every time he's on a podium, he's talking about PF. PF is quiet. People voted them out. Let us move forward. My message here is, let us love one another as Zambians. If you are mutundu mufifunyepo, if you are that TULEMITEKA, you can't be saying TULEMITEKA. That is tribalism. How do you think the 72 tribes are feeling right now? The people who voted for you who are not Tonga. Even me, I campaigned for you. How do you think I feel when I see such comments day and night? TULEMITEKA. People calling me mama muma office yumu nomba balanda fyechi Tonga. So how do you feel all the other tribes who are not Tonga are feeling if they are in an environment where all the top leadership is Tonga, and you are threatening people? I hear they are marking their territory, especially Kumazeskoko, Takuri no Kulanda, Ualanda Kofie, a hostile work environment. But you know, you're saying, Tashibola, Mukamboko Butuka Muzambia. Some of you are saying HH will rule for 10 years. Yes, even if HH rules for 10 years, some of you are still young. These they will follow you until whenever HH leaves office. Even if it will be 10 years, you will be hunted down. People are being followed for crimes committed. This is whatever it genocide ya Rwanda. People are just being sentenced. But when did that genocide happen? And you will not be at peace. So just do the right thing. Do the right thing. Kwami papata mwebena Zambia. If you are a Tonga, stop kulalanda. TULEMITEKA timba upoke muleka ifi abantu.
You know, one thing also, Mama. Maybe you are lucky who is there. Us who are here, when you complain or you talk, you say no, there's no free money. You are used to free money. And you hear this from someone who never knows you, you've never met, doesn't know what you do, doesn't know how you've been living all this life, and they want to group all those who are complaining in one category to say no, they are used to free money, they were getting free money, they are PF.
They think everyone is PF. Me, I've never touched a percent from PF. I've never been a PF. Sharia Polo, Kobo, Kuli PF. If there is any PF who can tell me they gave me money, let them come.
Even if you were, does that disqualify you of being a Zambian or make you complain?
No, the problem is these people, they think once and for about PF. In their brain, this new Dawn government, they have put everyone to be PF. But out of 20 million Zambians, 4.8 million people voted. And the 2.8 were New Dawn, 1.8 were PF. There is about 15 million people who don't want to vote. Some of them don't want to vote. Some of them are underage. Some belong to other political parties. So I think it is unfair for, the hatred between these two political parties is ruining, is plunging this country in chaos. Ukupatana efyo bapatana baba PF na ba New Dawn. Twali na tuinyera wira nomba bena Zambia bonse. Na tuinyera wira tulenya tulerapira. Because of hatred yaba PF na ba New Dawn. Fwema Zambia tulenya tulerapira. Uwalanda kofye mwalibere mpia shabaye isha free. Uwalanda kofye iwa we ule yaba PF walibere ubugule okukwino kwa lechito ubugule. You know? And you know the most disappointing thing and the revelation that has come out of all this is the Tongas are the most vulgar tribe. You know? No, I used to think Ababemba are vulgar, but you know, like Ababemba, they are vulgar, they insult, but they don't insult anyhow. You know? Me, I was not insulted. I campaigned for UPND. I campaigned for UPND on social media. One, there was no interference by Zicta. Balungu did not issue any instruction to say, can you clamp down on all those pages campaigning against the PF? Lungu didn't do that.
I've just seen that most of people posting that VPN thing. And
yes.
Was it official announcement or we are just hearing this?
No, news, it was have ears. Was have ears. So news is out. The news is out that there has been an order to clamp down on pages that are saying anything against this government. So today here, I'm using VPN. I am using VPN today moving forward. When I go live, I will be using VPN. That's
I think
what, and the PF, the only time we use the VPN in the PF is during the election.
I think this is why network today has been so much flipping in Zambia. But again, this is leading to something. You know, a leadership or a government that is unsettled, that is full of fear, breeds something very dangerous. Once you see signs of government that is so much...
Mama, I'm on VPN today. No interference, Mama.
How are you? How are you?
I'm fine, Mr. Matthews. How are you?
Oh, that's good. No interference, Mama. VPN, no.
So
nice to hear you, Makalenga, giving a positive contribution as always. You've really been a blessing to this program. I ask myself, how did Mama Pumulo find this man who is so objective?
They are finding me, Mama. They are finding me.
You know,
Fantastic.
you know, when you find your like minds, you always corroborate in a way.
Yeah. That is true.
Maybe at some point you may jump off the rails and be on the other side, the other one on the other side. But the most appealing, or something which is making us connect, is the fact that we are talking about a Zambia that we all need to have and live in and live to our children. You know, I don't like the politics of name calling, insults, and the like. Of course, I might belong to some political party, but that doesn't make me an Zambian. So I was just talking about something to do with fear of government. You cannot start clamping people's pages because they are against your government or your views or your rule. Actually, a sensible government will even allow more to talk in order for them to learn something. But if you start clamping on people's freedoms, you start harassing people like Mama Rebecca, who complained yesterday. A voice note last time in a group, in a WhatsApp group, where she was actually getting the UPND members to say, no, guys, this is not for. We can't choose I think that was on the recruitment of nurses or
so
something.
Your
when
signal is breaking up, but can you come back? Come back again. Your signal is bad. Aniki, go ahead.
Yeah, I just had, I read the topic where you said a certain section of society were saying, TULEMITEKA. I'll start by being a little bit on the offside. I don't understand about that TULEMITEKA. In my backyard, you know. But the reality on the ground is both the UPND and the PF and all the other parties that have come up. They are the Zambian 20+ million, you know. Tabaleteka a section of society iyo. So we are not here to oppress each other, you know. And it's a shame that the oppressor, the chief oppressor, has decided to become mute. Our new Dawn government, they should concentrate on developing the country and live up to those campaign promises that they gave the Zambians. They should stop pretending that all is well in the name of pleasing their funders. You know, the people who funded them to actually win the elections. And we are going to start sounding like broken records now, because, you know, we keep talking about this thing, but it looks like it's just falling on deaf ears. But all the same, I say we shouldn't stop, because every day we've got some new people come onto the program, discover this program, and see sense in what we are saying. A few will think we are just, you know, people without integrity and just people who are hurting, because Mama Pumulo, you campaigned for this government, and a lot of people have actually thought, oh no, you now created this program because you were not given a position. I don't think you campaigned for a position. If anything, you are living a much better life where you are comfortable than awewe nawale inchushi shirimuno ishire chula. Those are the first ones who are saying, oh no, you are bitter because of ABCD. Everybody has got a right to align themselves to whatever political party they want. It is not a forcing matter, you know. If I can say, when Basata came onto the scene, I campaigned for Wasata. It is not, that is a fact. I campaigned for him and he won the elections. So who is, Ababa UPND, who everyone who is campaigned for another opposition party becomes an enemy? That shouldn't be the case at all. We all have rights, a right to choose whoever you want to be your leader, And so sometimes I ask myself, Bushe va PF is your highest measure of achievement? Really, if it is very, very sad that that is your highest level or measure of achievement, because I thought you could do better than that. Kanshi maybe Mwale Kumbwa, Abanenu, how they were managing the country, good or bad, and then you come in and in less than 2 years. Today, when you go on social media, Mama Pumulo, they are, I've seen postings on social media at HH until 2090. Before, when UPND just came onto the scene and they just won the election, there was this frenzy, you could not condemn, you could not offer a different opinion, you were attacked left, right, and center. But today I just saw somebody posting, HH until 2090, and then people were saying, oh, thank God dreams are free of charge. Oh, in your home. Oh, mufamu yakwa wiso. Oh, so you mean 2090 he will be governing in the grave? Because if you are saying 2090, then he will be the first person to overlive any human being's term of living, so to speak, because these are things that are irritating people. Now the Zambians are irritated, Mama Pumulo. They are really irritated. They are feeling the pinch. They are suffering like every one of us. It is not a joke anymore. So if I were a supporter of UPND, I would just keep my mouth mute. And when there's an achievement that has been, that has happened, I would come out and actually, congratulate them and, give them accolades and say, well done, continue in on the same trajectory. Maybe Zambians will see that now they voted for a right party to come into office. But at the moment, Avena Zambia, be very careful. People are hurting so badly. You see, Abantu, Tawala, because also they now start feeling ashamed that, oh my God, I'm now suffering, and yet I was in the forefront. When I campaigned for PF, Mama Pumulo, and PF came, ubuchushi bwalimu tebuchushi bule chitika nomba mu Zambia. It is now hell on heaven. It's hell on heaven. Kanshi, we have all become beggars, Mama Pumulo, in Zambia. Nelsoni na tufumiako nomba. Because you die. Ngata wipwish. Teti wika de munga ndalenu afya menshi. Ngana uyakwata menshi. So let's not cheat each other. The suffering is real. We should focus on uniting the nation. We should focus on developing this country. We should focus in settling our debt in good time. Abanenu, when you look, they also did some good things. He bragging yakuti 30,000 teachers, 30,000 teachers. But basambili shamushi ya fimiti. Oni ama doctors, where are they treating patients? Malonesha, the same Wakapokola, who are now have now become partisan, which is so pathetic. What were your police posts looking like? You know? Yes, I'm not saying that PF was an excellent party, but what was wrong in the PF should not be validated. It should not be right in UPND. Huh? Don't validate your defense. It is wrong. And don't bring division in Zambia. Huh? Division, Mwaleta, I've never seen this division in this country my entire life. All presidents that have come and gone, there's never been such a division in this country like now. Mapumulo, if we are not careful, tribalism is brewing in this country. There's a lot of tribalism brewing in this country, and it's a fact. Mama Pumulo and I met on social media some time back, 2 years ago. I commented on Rwanda. I said it started just with one little spark of a candle, boom, you know. And then when you hear people start saying, oh, Imwewa Katolika, you are the people who contributed to the genocide in Rwanda. Like, really? If Imwewa na Zambia, have you ever tasted war? Have you ever tasted war? Kwena. It is not a good thing. It is not a good thing. Ukulanda kwa dianguka. But let's be very careful what comes out of our mouth. Don't just start shooting from the hip. And you just shoot. You are bringing great division in this country. And it's time that we learned from our neighboring countries. When you look at Inkondoya Congo DR, in the eastern part of the Congo, that war has been raging for time immemorial. Huh? People are not living in peace, all in the name of trying to loot their resources. They don't want peace, Mukongo. Huh? Because they want it to continue so that they can continue looting and looting. Honestly, Mwevena Zambia, you sit and you start clapping at, yes, we have done debt restructuring. Huh? When we have all the resources to pay that debt, we have it. Huh? And then you can come and say, oh no, I've told the secretary to the cabinet to sell all the GXs that the ministers acquired. Come on, and you think we are jokers? You knew about them. Mwila tushinga bata. Huh?
Mama, you know, Anik, my sister, the GXs are nothing. The wealth Zambia has, this government can afford to buy every Zambian a GX. But problem is we have selfish leaders. That is the problem for Africa. Yes. And yes, they thrive on divide and rule. And we, the people, should not fall for it. You are poor at a bank account. Sit and think about your life, where you want to be in the next 5 years. You are wasting your time. Me, I've already lived my life, my dear. I have lived my life. Even if I drop dead today, I will go in peace. You know why? Because I have done everything I need to do. My children are secure. My children are secure. I made sure I secure my children. That's why Nangundela and Apano, I am not as scared of anything. But we are saying these presidents, they are the father of Zambia. They are father of all youth. Let them secure the future of every Zambian. No tukulasa in Amangongole, generation after generation. You are leaving debt for our children. What kind of fathers are you? Eh? So me, what pains me is youth mulelumba. You are cheering for your own demise. Youth, stop cheering for your own demise. These presidents, starting from Abena, by FTJ to current, they don't care about the youth. And this is our passion, Panopa platform, KWATi. By youth, Shimukeni. These presidents must leave you a legacy to create wealth. Zambia, we have the wealth. Number in which batashisha bale milila masuku pamutwe by youth muletashanish when we have enough wealth to share equally among all Zambians. I don't need a job in a panopondi. I don't need a job from nobody. I have traveled the world in Arienda, Africa. I've been to Botswana, Namibia, South Africa on my own pockets, not on a GRZ tab. I've been to Europe. My bucket list number Asia. So you, what is your vision? To be cheering a politician to fly around the world and you come and sit in poverty? Politicians who are deliberately impoverishing their own people. Over muletasha. Pano, we want to educate you by youth KWATi. Stand up and be counted. Nango muntu ke pano KWATi perpetuating. Iwe waulela TULEMITEKA. FINAMA muleteka. Ama Zambia ni nkoko. Ndandati, this language is wrong. At you are a tribalist. Mino ni mwa umweba leland that TULEMITEKA. So ama Zambia na tuwaluke ngombe. Muleteke FINAMA. Tuli ngombe fema Zambia ni pakti mwenda tuleteka. Because they should take your one. They should take your muntu. Even your own children, you can't say at TULEMITEKA bana bobe. You can't say uleteka bana bobe.
Exactly.
Hi, go ahead.
Are you able to get me?
Yes, go ahead.
Today I don't know what's happening. They are clamping my house.
Yeah.
Okay. Mama Anita, thank you so much for whatever you said. I was listening, though I couldn't join. I think there's a serious problem here.
Even Ellington, I can't add Ellington. He's trying to join.
Yeah, I'm seeing, yeah. So it's very unfortunate that we have a crop of such youth who cannot question. You know, actually, you are the least person who should be speaking now. But for God's sake, you are the loudest, and we are the quietest people here. While we are sleeping on empty stomachs. In the morning, I had a show, live in with Movie TV, where they were talking about an attractiveness of the UPND. Is UPND losing its attractiveness? You see, I said, for all they can plan on paper, on what, they may even give themselves thumbs up, pat on their back. But who are speaking is the people. Just yesterday, I had a person, an elder man, I think in 50s to 60s. The moment I opened my gate, trying to leave, and then this person was coming with a hoe. Meaning he was ready to work, he was looking for piecework. You know, I stood there, looked at him as he was talking to me. He says, my son, I'm looking for a piecework. If you can give me anything to do, I just need something to eat. Said that there was no work. Then he says, if there is no work, help me with a 2 kwacha. Mama Annie, you can imagine a 2 kwacha, so that I can just buy something, I have energies as I go around looking for it this way. I had to give him a 10. I had a 10. And he told me to say he came all the way from Ngombe to somewhere here, Waterfalls Mall. That is a long distance for someone to walk. And I looked and thought, is this where people have reached now? You see? So I don't know where some people are singing praises, where they are buying millennium, where they are buying fuel, where they are buying food stuff. I don't know if they are in Botswana or they are in South Africa or they are in Kenya. But otherwise, the situation for most Zambians is not conducive such that some people would start singing praises. Okay, for God's sake, they can't sing because maybe they are doing what they are receiving something from their party hierarchy, to which it is very, very possible that they are receiving. And this is one thing that humanity has lost. If I've eaten, I don't care if my neighbor has eaten or not. And this is the kind of politics we have come to, where because we are eating, our team is okay, whatever the others are talking about is rubbish, is useless, is propaganda. How can someone propagate hunger? You even wonder to say, are people really on the ground? What happens to people when they enter those offices? They detach completely themselves from society. I don't know which roads they pass, which supermarkets or markets they go to, because you don't need someone to bring you a report for you to read to know what is going on in the country. Do we have leaders who really care for the people or the masses of this nation? I don't even know if I'm there or not, because everyone is quiet.
You are saying the truth. We are just digesting what you are saying, you know.
Okay.
It's a hard truth, you know. It's a bitter truth.
Exactly.
It actually baffles me seeing someone. Of course, I'm not saying they shouldn't praise their team, but you look at the bigger picture. How many people are making it in a day? How many people? There was this post that the MP for Kankoyo, Hudson Mareta, I normally talk to him. I actually go on his Facebook page. He posted something when he was in. He said we have secured medicine and healthy equipment, and they will be in the country. I think they were docking Dar es Salaam, if I'm not mistaken, last week or the other week. So he says tomorrow or the other day we'll be receiving this. I wanted to say, are you telling me from the time you guys came into power, patients were on hold, waiting for you to procure all the medicine, going to receive them in Dar es Salaam? You can imagine the kind of leadership. So disorganized. You know, our Zambian system needs to change, for one. Because I'm seeing a lot, maybe after the UPND leaves, there will be a lapse of maybe 5 years. Because it will be cleaned up after cleanup. Like we are seeing now, they are cleaning up the PF people. Immediately, another political party comes. This is a total wipeout now. Because who can work with Pilato? Any political party now, when they go there, who can work with Pilato?
He will apologize like King's Malembe.
You know what? You are my son. I don't know if you are my comrade. I think, you know, we just need people to honor their words. Like when HH came, when campaign, HH was saying, we are going to hit the ground running. We are going to fix this, you know? So people know what they need to do, but they are just not honest. We need the honorable people who will actually do what they say they will do. Eh? That's all we need, because Zambia, we have the money. Chimono kweba itina mkwata ibala na mulima kuyafye mkuchita harvest. Eh? Kuyafye mkusombola. That's what we need. Lesana to pala, but it's like they're harvesting for themselves now.
Look at the systematic way how they are evicting those qualified people. Like today, I think I sent you about the Auditor General, who they forced to resign. And they want to please someone because they think they think there's someone who needs a job, who did their job, who campaigns for them. So they need to make sure it goes there.
No.
You see?
No.
Look at what happened to who is this one? Sioni, Madam Sioni. That was purely political. It's uncalled for. And the debates around that were that you see even Sata, no Mutengonchito, what. But are we going to continue on that trajectory? Are we going to continue on that route? Because as things stand as at now, I was actually with one elderly man today in the day. I was telling him to say, I would love going forward, we have a situation whereby all political party leaders, that is President Sayali, whoever got a political party, let them be attending parliament. They are MPs in their capacity as the party leaders. In that, they will be learning how to run the country. They will be learning how things are done. Unlike whereby the system we have, whereby someone has never even stepped a foot in parliament and he wants to lead you. You know, it's like you have a child who has never gone into grade 1 and you want them to write grade 7.
I don't think that is right. That, you know, that ideology, I think, you know, I have listened to a lot of scholars talk about this whole governance in the African countries, which were left by colonial masters, as a form of controlling Africans. So what we need in Zambia and all African countries is to return to our old system of governance. We had our own systems of governance before the colonial masters came, you know. But he hand-me-down constitution, hand-me-down system of governance is another way in which these imperialists are controlling, you know. Because up to now, I hear some of the things in the constitution, they are actually allowing foreign investors, you know, where you are giving tax break to foreigners to come and invest and then take your money. All those things, they need to be fixed because they are disadvantaging our own people.
Listen, their argument is that if we tax these guys coming in so much, we will never have an investor in Zambia.
We don't need an investor in Zambia. How can you want an investor now? You are now suji lights. Why am Ukwimba? So how can you tell them to invest in Ukwimba?
Not even we don't need them. We need them. But here's the situation.
We need them now, not in the way you are saying. We need investors, but not in that way. Eh? It's on the surface, you know. Gold is on the surface.
In this way. I'm selling these trousers. I say, okay, I want 60,000, but someone comes and offers me 20 because he's the only person. Of course, he's not even the only person. He's the person who has come at that time, and I want to give at 20, something which I'm selling at 50, you know? I think we don't have that negotiating power as a nation or as Africa.
No, we do. You know what? Let me correct you.
We don't have.
We do.
We don't have.
No. Let me correct you there.
If we had.
No. Let me correct you there. If you are following what is happening internationally, the world has changed. The global market has changed. The demands of commodities is that the whole world is moving to green energy. This was not the case 100 years ago or 50 years ago. We are moving to green energy where the whole world is going electronic, and we have precious minerals which are wanted by the entire world. So you listen to people, they are saying that Africa, for the first time, they have a chance to have an upper hand and name their price because of the demand, the law of supply and demand. How many countries have nickel?
But are they naming the price?
That the problem is, we are saying our leaders is the problem. Otherwise, now the whole world we are an Olympic stock.
That's why I'm saying our negotiating power is low. Not that we don't have something to negotiate, but we don't know they don't know, or they are so greedy that they don't even want to try to negotiate.
You know what they are negotiating, these people? This has always been the case in Africa. They take bribes. So someone wants to buy a mine. The mine, for example, that mine they sold for 25 million. They must have been given bribes. So they take a bribe to sell a mine cheaply. They take a bribe to give away a contract to some foreigner. This is what is happening. These things, they are not rocket science, you know. But we are saying to say African leaders must move away of working for their pockets, but work for the people.
Mama Mpumi, just maybe for enlightening us who have never been there, can I open a company that side and give conditions to say I want to do this and that, and not given conditions that side?
You know what? Because here you can't bribe ministers like that. The problem is Africa, the ministers are bribed. It's easier for a foreigner to get a title deed than a local person. Over here, that minister will go to jail. They can't even do it. It passes through so many hands. There are so many control measures, you know. So these are the simple things to say we are doing this to ourselves because we have greedy leaders who don't want to put Zambian first. They would rather take a bribe and give a mining license to a foreigner, or take a bribe and be in partnership with a foreigner.
I was actually amazed at one point when I think he's my nephew. He joined one of the NGOs, an American NGO. He was by then just a security guard. He was getting more than what teachers used to get. That was in around 2001, 2002. He was getting more, maybe 10-3 what the teachers, or even 4 what teachers used to get. And I was surprised when he told me to say, you know what, I only worked for about 4 or 5 months, and then our salaries were cut. They brought them down to say the government had intervened to say you are paying them too much beyond our capacity, how we pay.
So you know, when that happens, I have a relative in there. He was also working for an NGO. So the pay was there, but the ministers, they cut. So they give the workers less money, the rest of the ministers, Mama, this is what they are doing to their own people.
So I wondered why a government can come in and say no, start paying them so less. Why?
Anyway, we got to a point. Let's give Mama Matipa a chance to speak. Mama Matipa, the floor is yours.
For me, Mama Pomulo, I don't have much to add, but just I wonder, why should it always be Wakateka to do the negotiating? Wakateka to be involved in everything that is happening in the country, to a point where you start thinking, does our Chamber of Commerce exist? All the deals are being spearheaded by Wakateka, you know. The youth, instead of becoming involved, all they do is post useless things on social media instead of asking their leaders what is contained in those MOUs your leaders are signing. Huh? But the youth are not seeing any, you know, most of them are just, you know, junkies. I laughed today when I saw something on Facebook where obvious Mwali Teta accused cadres in bus stations that these are PF cadres that are still, the PF cadres are still running the stations in the country. And I was like, my Lord, you know, you are being told, you, obvious Mwali Teta, you are being told that the UPND cadres are equally doing what the PF cadres were doing in bus stations. And you decline and say, no, these are not UPND cadres. These are PF cadres. We have said it several times, you know, that is what brought a whole government down. This attitude of not listening and trying to brew hate speech in the country. I sometimes ask myself, where is our leader to heal this nation, to unite this nation? It is like they are equally probably rejoicing with all the hate speech that is going on. Because it's now an eye for an eye. You did this to us. But you know, we are the ones that are suffering. The grass is suffering. And now they are waking up and say, oh, okay, so you would rather we suffer then tukakumona mu 2026. You see what I mean? By youth who, my brother Matthews Kalenga, you rightly said you've given up on them. I tend to agree. Mama Pumulo doesn't agree. She has given her reasons why she doesn't agree. But honestly, but I mean, give our youth, majority of the youth, no, but they're just out on the streets. But then I ask myself, where does the money come from? They've become junkies. They are used and they are dumped. Now, our intellectual youth, as you said, Mama Pumulo, you explained it very well the last time, that it's two big giants fighting. They are youth for PF and youth for UPND. So, they have decided to remain mute. But it's not doing any good for this country.
They have this. Sorry.
Oh, there's an echo.
Yeah, you can go ahead. I muted it. Yeah.
Yeah, so really this hate speech that is brewing, Mama Pumulo, is becoming more and more dangerous. More and more dangerous. There is a time for everything and for everyone. There's always a first time. Somebody from the southern province to today become a president. It was his time. For an Easterner to become a president, whether it was Varupia Bandabe, so rest in peace, it was his time. Umube Mba to become a president, it's just your time. When the calling is there, whether you like it or not, that becomes your time. But then that doesn't mean you have to abuse the same people who put you there. Because remember, as we said last time on the program, Mama Pumulo, it's not only the Southern Province that voted for HA. No. No. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gotten 2.8. But akakeneka 2.8 mwena mukwaina akatuteke mfine mwebe na Zambia twapapata. Eko twala chudiramu. The margin was really so small. And when you look at the population of Southern Province, to a point where I got so shocked when Mama Pumulo says it's only 1.3. I was like, what? Say thank you to other regions who equally saw your vision and trusted you and gave you their vote. So do not abuse them. Respect them. Listen to their cries. Stop oppressing the Zambian people. Huh? We don't know how true this Zicta story is, but of late, a lot of social media influencers have complained. Huh? I have seen so many people complaining that their videos have been removed. I remember watching Tayali the other day last week, and immediately after he finished speaking, I went back to listen, and the video wasn't there anymore. I was shocked. My first time I hear people complaining, I never thought this thing happens. And that video has never been put back. It was a video which had no hate speech, no dividing of any country, of any people, but just giving the complaints that we have all been giving from the time we started speaking. And so our mwandini filena shaba tatualeke twakulalanda. We'll continue talking the same way my brother there Wakalenga found Mama Pumulo. Thank you once again. Is the same way other viewers and listeners are finding Ubuntu program day in, day out, and they are listening.
Keep sharing, you know, when you share, because if the notifications, white wash or blacklist the page, so people can't even know that I'm live. But when you share, they can't stop that. When you tag people, they can't stop that. So share, especially in the groups, because when you share in the group, a lot of people will see that video. Share in your WhatsApp groups, you know, when you go to the video, share options, you can actually share the link directly to people's message, email, you know, WhatsApp group. Because Ababantu, it's so like heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, it's very sad. Myself, I am half Tonga. So I have a lot of Tonga people who call me to say they are very disappointed with this crop of Tonga people who are boasting TULEMITEKA, KWATi baleteke FINAMA or baleteke ngombe, baleteke nkoko, you know. This is not a right way to describe that you are actually ruling. You know, I think they should find a better way to express that a Tonga president is in office. To use that word TULEMITEKA is very demeaning. It's like Zambians are nothing. It's like muleteke FINAMA. Because nama to send the take aban. No, to take aban. We say to the I take care of my children, you know. Mama is like rearing. Rearing. What is it?
Yes, rearing chickens.
Yes.
But don't worry, the disciplinary committee is watching. You know the disciplinary
all their
committee.
Language has been hateful and toxic and you know, violating human rights. You can't say you are rearing Zambians. Eh? Can you just imagine how that sounds? To tell somebody, you are rearing them. A whole people gave you a mandate to be flying around the world, to have that job that you have as a minister, to have that job that you have in ZESCO, to have that job that you have in Zambia Police. People voted for you, and today you are calling them, you are rearing them. It's a shame. It's a shame, really. And to me, I think my last words in closing, like, you know, Tongas, I never thought Tongas could be so vulgar and insulting. And now they are the top of my list in terms of the most vulgar language. Tribe. Very disrespectful. And it's so sad. But I guess we needed to have a Tonga president to know that this is how the Tonga people are. If HH did not come into power, we would not have known that behind the humility looking of the Tonga people, they are hardcore vulgar people. They are pompous people, and they are people who look down on other people. I wish the Tonga people, some of them, when I say Tonga, I don't mean all of you. If you are not doing it, then it doesn't concern you. It concerns those people who are actually perpetuating this hatred. And I'm here to talk about it for the last time. I will talk about it for the last time. I talked about the tribalism yesterday, and I've been insulted. I've been called a tribalist. I've been told that I'll come and I'll be arrested. They will come and arrest me. So when you are the one who is telling people you are rearing, you are perpetuating hate speech, you are cyber bullies. From there, who is condemning what you are doing? Shame on you. Mama, Nick, this is what they did even to Tayari. Tayari reported the case to say armed people came to his house. Yes. They flipped the case around and made him a villain, accused him of lying.
Yeah.
So this kind of politics, guys, it won't end well for you. It won't. There is no way. Number one thing in solve conflict resolution is admitting the crime you have committed. But you Don were praising, you are not admitting the crimes you are committing, but instead you are flipping around those crimes and accusing us who are just exposing you or condemning you what you are doing. And now you want to shut down the internet so that the few people who are talking cannot talk. Intimidating me. One person was like, we thought this woman was a human rights advocate. Yes, I'm a human rights advocate, and then I'm entitled to speak as a Zambian for my own political affiliation. So Monday, it is sad what is happening in Zambia. It is sad. It is sad. These people who are in DRZ offices, they can't say anything because they are scared of losing their jobs. So I know that these people who are here insulting are Tumakada, or maybe the people who are in these Tongas who are employed, and that's why they have a fake name, because they don't want to be identified. Most of them are using Bemba names, and most of them they are using Amash na Kwatima Europeans. So how can a European insult in Bemba or in Tonga? Now what is she fake name Muchisungu lesa mkula tukanaini? Check yourself. But we'll be here, we'll be talking, and we'll come after you. I told you that in 2026 we are coming after you, and then you are saying mpaka 2090. Even after 2090, internet is permanent. We'll come and fish you out. I'm telling you. You are saying what is happening to PF.
Yeah.
The same thing will happen to PF. Happening to PF will happen to you, Don. And the last thing again I want to remind you, and you, Don, God forbid if PF bounces back, because they will come after you. But you don't just pray to say PF is gone.
Oh my God.
Because if every opposition party turns and puts their weight under PF, and the PF come in government, I don't know what you Tongas will be doing. Because quite was a busy river,
where is our brother? Matthew's
Now even you know when you are doing anything in life, you always think of the consequences. Actually, sit and if you want to, even me, you know, before I go like here, I have a meditation. I meditate, I pray. I'm like, God, tell me what to say. Because whatever I say here will haunt me. I want to have a clip to say while I'm there. So every time I do something, I say something, I meditate. And after each live, I go in and watch to hear what I say, so that nobody can come and say Walandie. So the same way I'm advising, whether you don't even. If you mule chita mistreating Zambians, mule ipele chito, it will be good if the independent party comes in. But all these political parties on the scene, you have mistreated them, but you don't. So now, what do you think will happen to you? Hello, God forbid, but PF Gabawina. Hey, Mukamfira, we pekani. Kudia kuchukua libaza mbezi riba, kudia katuishinga mukashita mga, ingwena shika miliero mwadi de ngwena muzambezi. Katusho baka mutukira, abatonga. Because you must be prepared. Olo muimishe, uruwa kulalwa na babemba. The members, they have PF, it's still a strong party. So if that party comes back, then you don't. I don't know. I feel for you. I end here, my dear. You can close.
Thank you, Mama Pumulo. For me, I just want to reiterate on this practice of authoritarian type of governing. It really demeans democratic rule, you know. As you know, an authoritative type of governing has caused Zambians to worry about this country's trajectory. People had hope in UPND based on the promises that were laid on the table. But slowly, the country is degenerating. You are now silencing people. If this is true on social media, are we now going to the Stone Age now of trying to govern a country with an iron fist, instilling fear in us, curtailing the freedom of expression, which you promised that it will be available? Nobody has manipulated your minds by UPND. That's just the way you are. Unfortunately, the Zambian people didn't see all this. They didn't know. Is there feedback, Mama Pumulo?
They are trying to interfere.
Yeah, so no one has manipulated you, but you don't. That's just the way you were from inception. And so the Zambian people are watching your style of governing the Zambians, and they will decide. Abantu banaka, so nomba na bekala fe bale milole shafi. Abale fwa na boni bambi, abashire kwate emiti mufupetala na boni bambi, abashire eria na boni bambi. But now a lot of Zambians have been relegated to beggars. Kansi konsefye uko waya oh mami mpeniko fena ngunika 10 kwacha. People, Zambians have become real beggars, and I don't blame them because there are no jobs. There are no jobs. Even if Bakateka says instead of using social media to make money, you use social media to abuse the government. Papa Ubuntu, yes, we are making money in social media, but also we are educating people. We are educating the Zambians. That's what we are doing. So when you tell people Kabombeni, the people need to be empowered. Iyo CDF twadilanda pokade, it's a sham. Twadilanda twanaka. Huh? So I have never seen a vengeful people like this government, Kwena. And seriously, you even go and give a smile and wear a doctorate hat? How much? Naba pela kwa ma doctorate na boba le chitako investigate fimo mwandini. Pasata de wana muku pepa. 2 years down the road, you are still being vengeful. When will your term begin? Because as far as I'm concerned, that term has not begun. We are still punishing the last government. That's what we are still doing. Until Tuapuisha, so 5 years, it will just be for punishing the last government. Maybe that's why your supporters are saying until 2090. Because you're in a 2090, katuishi nabo mukesa ateka. Tunya, pantubonse abantu bakafwa. Maybe it will be better because then there will be nobody to give checks and balances. But Tualanda, Pafula, alamule kwata kwa matui. Mule kwata kwa matui wa UPND. And it doesn't mean nga ifwe pano, nga tuaisa pano pantu nifwe oba PF. Nifwe oba PF. As Matthew Kalenga said, but even if we were PF, so what? Rebut. You know, you need to answer some of these things we say, but you don't. Facebook is free, Mama Pomulo. Does anyone pay to open a Facebook page? No. So if you feel the message that me and Mama Pomulo give on this Ubuntu program is fake, you are free to open a Facebook page and equally rebut what we are saying. Give hope to the Zambian people. Maybe you'll even have a larger following. Huh? But we won't stop talking, Mama Pomulo. We've put this country in God's hands. And only God is going to liberate this country. It shall be well. One day at a time, it shall be well in this country. Thank you, Mama Pomo.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching. I think we'll take a break for the next few days. But we have really hit hard on this tribalism because it needed to be addressed. Yes. And
yeah, we'll come back again. Because very soon, Mama Pumulo, there will be another disaster. Just wait. It's a matter of time. Tobacco cola.
I know, you know, and then I also want to talk about Ethel. There's a young girl, Ethel, I think she's in diaspora. You know, I wish I can get her number. I'll try to connect with her, you know. I think she, you know, it's good to be a politician or political advocate, but we don't support any kind of vulgarity. As I see her saying I see her as being a young girl on my team because she's speaking for the Zambians. You know, she's speaking for justice. But I don't support her vulgarity and insults. So I would try to connect with Ethel because a lot of people have requested me to talk to her. They think that because me and her, we are speaking against the government, we are the same. No. For me, I don't support any kind of vulgarity, insults, you know. Let us stick to the facts. I don't support it. So I'll try to connect with Ethel and see if we can actually bring her as a guest and talk to talk for justice, to talk for a better Zambia. So that's all I wanted to say about our young girl Ethel. But some of the things she's saying, they are too much out there, and there's an outcry. And we want a clean political space. We want a healthy political space where we can debate to improve lives of Zambians, not tukula tukana vakateka, you know, like talking about personal stuff. But you know what? I guess I'm not really supporting her. But you know how they talk about our Ifetu Imahule Mwamona. This
Are you serious? Are you serious?
The praise singer Silas to Imahule Baba PF, right? We are slave queens to the Maule Baba PF. If we become praise singers. So now Ethel is saying all these bad things about the president. So in other words, be careful what you ask for. Let us just debate on politics. Don't bring in personal stuff. Because even me, I know personal stuff about politicians, what they do. And their secret lives. I know them. But I'm not going to be mudslinging about your dirty lives of the politicians. I'm not here to do that. So when you call me I'm a prostitute, I just swallow that. But if you take that same bullshit, guess what? She is going to come back and play your game. And she will come and embarrass people because of you praising but some they have hormones running, they will fight back. They will fight fire with fire. She'll go and find out what your politician leaders are doing and bring it on the internet.
Yeah.
So let's practice clean politics because we can sling mud. Believe me, I can also sling mud. But if I PF ni mo mwe wa yamboku tukana. But bambinga mwaba tukataweka they will insult you back. That is what you are seeing with Ethel. So as much as you are condemning Ethel, Ethel wale tuka, ni mo mwe wa mutuka. So na she's just reacting. But so I end here, Mama.
Thank you very much, Mama. We hope to come back when there's an interesting topic to discuss, and I'm sure it will be very, very soon because with this new Dawn government, they are very predictable, extremely predictable.
They are always planning something evil.
Yeah. So
every time you know, like we are chickens.
So if we twasanguke mbushi, twasanguke ng'ombe, twasanguke nkoko, twasanguka
ng'ombe.
Huh?
Kai tulifitekwa nomba na twaruke ifitekwa. Toyaluka ng'ombe. Ampongo.
We mwandi. Mama Pumulo, thank you very much for this discussion tonight. We just put Zambia in prayer as usual. Goodbye, viewers, and thank you for listening and watching.
Thank you, guys. Follow, like, share. Remember, one Zambia, one nation,
One
one love.
nation.
And you Tongas, just use a better word. You can't say you are rearing Zambian. Tatuli fina. Tatuli ngombe, tatuli nkugu, alimu tatuli mbuzi. Olo ngurube.
Ngurube.
Tulekekana mulera ngombe olo ngurube. Nani kan.
Tatuli ngurube yo.
Tatuli ngurube basa. Ologa mpongo bia tatuli ga mpongo tuli bantu bia. Taunga ngatamwambia ati mulera ba atukuteka. Ule ngombe njirerwa, ngombe ampongo angurube ankugu ehirerwa. Kuteka. You know mfurarerwa basa. So that is like derogatory. I think it's dehumanizing statement. It's actually very dehumanizing, and we can't. We have to take it. You know what? You will pay for this. If these people don't apologize, they will pay. If they will pay a heavy price, I'm telling you. So
no, the clock is ticking.
Yes.
Good night.